Fit in 40ers, the handkerchiefs are out, the Kleenex, they're at the ready. It's emotional. It's time to say goodbye to Fit in 40 challenge. Over the last 40 days, you've been tested mentally, you've been tested physically, but most of all, you've built and you've progressed and you've improved your cardiovascular fitness, your muscular endurance, your muscular strength, but ultimately the confidence. You are fitter than you were on day one, and today is going to show that even more so. There's two parts to today's challenge. We're going to revisit the baseline test from day one, and I want you to see how you have progressed since the first day of Fit in 40. So we're going to revisit the baseline. We're going to see how many reps of each exercise you can do. So what's that? We're looking at the press up, we're looking at the plank, we're looking at the squats, and we're looking at the 1 mile run. You might want to divide today into morning and evening, because the second part of the Fit in 40 final day finale challenge is, well, it's to say goodbye, but not goodbye to me. I'll still be around, I'll still be online. It's to say goodbye to burpees. We're revisiting those bastard burpees for the final time. And yes, I did swear. So we're going to say goodbye to the burpees. We're going to say goodbye to Fit in 40 for now. And you're going to enjoy it because you have achieved so much over the last 40 days. So give everything you've got. You'll be remembered for this workout. You'll be remembered for the sweat that pours from your head. And you'll be remembered for not being able to breathe at the end of these burpees. So without further ado, let's break it down. Let's show you exactly what's required for the final ever challenge of the first instalment of Fit in 40. So the first of 3 exercises is going to be the squat. What it does is obviously works the lower body. We want to find out how many repetitions you can do before your body fails or before you can't perform the exercise safely. To demonstrate, we've got Joe, who's a fellow personal trainer.
Hi guys.
And he'll be supporting me along the way due to this leg of mine. So without further ado, the first exercise is going to be the squat. What we'd recommend is having a chair behind you, and we just want you to touch your bottom very gently onto the seat, and that indicates to you to then push up through your heels to then complete the first repetition. So Joe, if you want to start. So as you can see, keeping the knees in line with the toes and keeping the arms out in front just to help with balance. And that's excellent. A nice controlled tempo, that's key. You don't want to rush. Perfect. So, if you find that too easy, because some people do have some strength in those legs, you can do a jumping squat. So, if Joe wants to give a demonstration, just a very slight off the ground and then back to that 90 degrees position. Excellent stuff. So that's the first exercise, and what we want to do is just do as many repetitions as you can and then jot it down, and we'll move on to the next exercise.
So this is the second test, the press up test. We're going to see how many we can do to failure, and James is going to start to demonstrate. So what we're going to look to have is arms shoulder width apart. We're going to go down until the elbows at nice 90-degree bend. That's it. Engage your abs, keep them nice and tight, a flat spine. Fantastic. Good press ups there, James. To make this a lot easier, what we can do is bring the knees in, okay, and then we continue. Again, doing the same principles, shoulder width apart, elbows at 90 degrees, engaging your abs. Fantastic. Perform perfectly.
So the third and final exercise of our muscular endurance test is for the core, the plank. As you can see, Joe is demonstrating. You want to ensure that you've got a nice flat back, just like a plank. Elbows 90 degrees, and you're putting the force through the forearms and toes in line. So you just hold that for as long as you can, and once your back starts to sink, that's time to stop the test and record your time. So if Joe wants to demonstrate, this is an easier alternative, okay? All we do is we remain with our knees into the ground while still contracting our abdominals, still keeping the arms at 90-degree elbows, but it's less taxing. Again, perform this until your technique suffers, and that will be the end of the final muscular endurance testing. So you've performed your 3 muscular endurance tests, but there's still one more thing to do, and that is a run. What we're looking to do is complete 1 mile as quickly as you can. That can be a run, that can be a jog, it can be a walk. You determine the intensity, but try and complete it as quickly as you can. Now there's a useful website, walkjogrun.net, and what you do is you put in your address, and then it can calculate a mile from that location, and it can get you a route so you can do a nice lap local to your house, okay? If it's raining, you're gonna have to put on a Mac, I'm afraid. It's all about getting this done on the day. And also, there's no such thing as bad weather, just inappropriate clothing. So get running. So the first part of the challenge is those burpees, okay? This is the non-impact burpee, looking as always, the same techniques as before. So frog position, jump up, legs out, 1 at a time and back in. To extend the exercise and make it that little bit more difficult, we're going into the full burpees with the jump. And what's required is 10 repetitions and then straight on to the press-ups. First showing Joe with the easier option on the knees, and we require 10 repetitions, and as always, to make it that little bit harder, we go into the full press up, get elbows at 90 degrees and pushing back through, extending up, and this is for 10 repetitions of the press ups.